my god, hello. Welcome to a scene of Empire of Thorns. Yes, I'm finally getting it right. Um, Today's scene is set in the spring court. Miss Azzy, as her dear Liam calls her, or Azru, is looking for His Majesty the King. His Majesty the King is in his lupus form, his lupine, his foe, his Krina Hispalupus, nomming happily on a tassel berry pie, kind of getting it all over his muzzle, and just kind of, he's got like two or three of them, and he's just like, nom, 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 nomming them happily.
And she will approach him and first wince a little bit because the smell of the pie is quite interesting.
Yes, that's the point. It's interesting when it's heated up and it begins to denature. It stops being everything that was slopped into a gem sock and then like left to rot, and more just a strong, pungent, custardy kind of just gets in there smell. But
Yeah.
it's strong. It's like jackfruit kind of almost.
Yeah, it's pungent.
It's very pungent, and he'll kind of look up and lick his lips. He's in the garden. There are a couple of people close by, but not like right there. And his tail will wag, like sweep side to side, looking at her.
He'll notice something that's very, very different off the bat. She's not wearing one of her normal, very fancy dresses and her shiny gold heels. She is wearing very, very nice clothing, very expensive clothing, but it's jeans and a blouse.
She's got those True Religions on. Gotcha.
And
she left the Louboutins at home.
yeah, and the strangest thing yet is flats.
Flats?
Flats.
Tell me. Is she wearing makeup?
Very little makeup. Her hair is pulled up in sort of a messy ponytail. It's not coiffed properly.
He assumes she's sick, so he'll immediately hop up and run over to her. He pokes his nose at her. His entire body is hackle slightly raised because there obviously is something wrong and he must fix it right now. Huffing and pawing at her as though he doesn't understand.
She just reaches down and scratches behind his ears.
You might have to reach up depending on how tall you are. We're like talking Princess Mononoke style wolf.
Well, she's like 5'8", so.
Yeah.
Reaches out.
Out, basically, yeah.
And scratches behind his ears.
He'll whine and look at her as though he doesn't understand.
Why don't you people for a little while and we can talk.
His eyes go huge, and he immediately peoples, standing in front of her, like, what did I do? That's the whole look on his face, is what did I do wrong? And what do I have to do to fix it?
She pulls a little packet of wet wipes out of her bag and starts cleaning the pie off of his face. She still has the Mary Poppins bag. She never leaves home without that, but
he's trying to lick at the wipe as she's kind of wiping his mouth with it.
And she'll tut and sort of bop at his tongue with the wet wipe.
We'll stop.
I missed you.
Blink, blink. He scoops her up and spins her around. I missed you too. I've been here the whole time.
Yes, but you're busy. I'm busy.
I'm sorry. His brows will knit So he's sorry he's king. He didn't choose this path. The king life chose him.
She just kind of pinches his cheeks a little bit and gives him a soft little kiss.
He'll purr happily at that kind of a rumbly wolf purr coming out of his chest and kind of nuzzle her face as he leans into the kiss. Hi.
Hello.
What's wrong, though?
Just working through some things.
Is it anything I can help with?
Just sit close to me for a while.
He blinks as though he doesn't know where to sit.
She'll tug him over to one of the garden benches.
He'll kind of flop her onto it, sit down, kind of lay down on it, and curl up his head on her lap.
She'll just stroke his hair and smile. She just looks down at him like she doesn't know what to think or say at the moment. She just watches his face.
He'll look back at her and kind of tilt his head. His very, very verdant green eyes are kind of looking out at her. His eyes are green right now instead of the wolfish yellow they are sometimes.
And hers are not red at all. They're actually kind of a milk chocolate brown,
Mm-hmm.
which is her normal eye color.
Okay. I'll kind of look up to her, kind of smile, as though that is the favorite face he likes to look at.
What are we doing?
What do you mean? We're doing what you wanted to do, snuggling on the... You wanted me to sit near you. Very confused.
In the bigger picture, my dear.
What do you mean?
She kind of just tilts her head and scratches behind his ear, even though he's a people.
He melts. Just melts in her arms and on her lap, like, oh. Tries not to wiggle his legs.
I've never done this before.
Done what?
Allowed myself to fall in love with anyone.
Neither have I.
Wonderful.
You're the first woman I've ever been with. He kind of tilts his head the other way.
Her eyes go huge.
Yeah, everybody assumes he fucks everybody in the court.
She just assumed that he'd done what he wanted in his life, which apparently he has, but it's just been recently.
He's not that recently returned.
He's more
I mean, it's not that he's been here a moment. He's like within his 5 years, basically.
Oh, she's been back longer.
Yeah. But he'll smile up at her. I've kissed and played and done other things, but I've never. He'll kind of think about how to word it. Like, these are words that don't really make sense to him. He doesn't talk about sex and stuff like that much.
Yeah.
He'll say, I've never... What's that word you use? Make love?
She'll nod and she's
I've never made love to a woman. before. That time in your rose garden, that was the first time I'd ever done that.
Oh my. If the girl had pearls, she would be clutching them right now, just so you know.
I just never kind of shrug. I don't know. It's nice. I like making love to you, but I've never really wanted it before. I desire other things.
What is it that you desire?
To protect my people. To find wisdom and to be strong for my people. I desire peace and hope and happiness.
She'll smile.
Until I had met you, I had never really desired a woman in my bed. To kiss one or to play a bit, to touch, sure. It was fun. I didn't feel that urge to push for more, to want more, to take more. He'll think about it and he's like, no. That's not the way to say it. That's not what I mean. You understand me, right?
I do.
But with you, it's different. His ears will perk up, even though they're still his human ears. Like, they literally wiggle.
Well, you know what I am, what I do.
He'll kind of wrinkle his brow and he'll say, whatever you are and whatever you do, I love you as you are. I don't want you to change.
She just bursts into tears.
He'll sit up and he'll pull her into his arms, like, oh, no. What did I say? What did I say wrong? I'm sorry. I didn't.
She'll put a finger on his lips.
This is a lot of big emotion things for this man. He's not. He don't know how to handle.
They don't know people.
You are asking for a lot of people. He's trying so hard.
She just kisses him, like, hard.
He melts at it. He makes a very canine noise, a very lupine noise, and just kind of melts against her, like.
After a moment of indulging, she'll pull away. You didn't say anything wrong. You said everything right. Hello, do you hear me now? Hello?
There's a butterfly that kind of flew past his face, and he like looked at it, and then he'll jerk his head back to you and say, "What?" And so he really wants to pay attention to you, and he normally zones out way faster than he's been. But he's paying like razor sharp attention to you, and he goes, "What was that? I'm sorry." I missed it up. Like he desperately wants her to repeat herself.
She'll snuggle a little bit closer and rest her head on his shoulder. I said, you didn't say anything wrong. You said everything right.
He'll bounce and wiggle. Yay. He doesn't say that, but it's very much that, like, yay.
I want to make you happy.
You do make me happy. If you did any more to make me happy, my heart might pop.
She's just got so many thoughts, so many things happening in her little head. So you don't care that I... She sort of furrows her brow and... That I'm an escort?
Do you care? Does it bother you or upset you?
I've never had anyone to come home to. So it's never really mattered.
Well, if it doesn't bother you or upset you, it doesn't bother me.
I quite like it. It's my nature.
Then he'll shrug. There's no problem here. I don't care if you lay with other men and women. It's fine. I don't have time to, really. And maybe it's better if you and I were in a relationship that you have that available to you. No matter how much I love you, no matter how much I want to dedicate to you, and how much I would dedicate to you and try to give you, I'm always going to have to... He'll kind of bite his lip. Court is first, and it's my duty as king to see that. Everything takes precedence. So maybe it's not a bad thing that you're able to keep consorts. I wouldn't, but that doesn't mean I would expect you to do the same. And it wouldn't even be a situation where I didn't think you could. I just want you to be happy. And I don't see any reason you should have to change to be with me.
She just snuggles him. So many snuggles.
But in part, we don't know each other very well as people. We know each other as lovers and as king and subject. But we don't know each other as people. I don't know who you were before. Noises. Lupine noises. You don't know who I was, although I barely remember myself. He'll kind of look like, huh. But he'll kind of look back to her and he's like, so we should take time to court. I'll nod.
I would like that.
He shifts to Karina Hippolupus and lets out this magnificently loud, happy bark. And like the jump, he like jumps like almost like his height into the air. And then when he lands back down, he bounces and shifts back to people. And his face is lit up. And he scoops her up again, like, squeeze. Again, no noise made, but it's there. And he'll nuzzle her close. You know I have a daughter, right?
She'll nod.
I worry for her very much.
Well, what can we do?
Maybe it would be a good thing for her to have a female influence. I've been raising her these past. He'll kind of tick off on his fingers, as though because they're bare, he can count this high. He's got an int of 1, okay? He'll 1, 2, 3, 4. He doesn't know the name for thumb. 6, and then 7. I've been with her for 7 years. What number is thumb? He'll hold his thumb up like he doesn't, like...
5.
5?
Yes.
That's why they call it a high five! Yes! We're gonna hold his hand up for a high five.
She'll give him a high five and sort of smirk and roll her eyes a little bit.
He looks so happy he figured that out. He giggles. He's so stupid and derpy right now, but it's so cute. And he'll bounce, bounce, bounce. And then somebody will run up to him and say, "My lord, you have an..." And he's like, "I know!" He'll kind of huff. And he'll kind of look back at her. I have an appointment.
I know.
I'm sorry that I can't spend more time with you. But dinner to... Hesitating. Tomorrow?
I'll check with Claudio and see when you're available and pencil myself in.
No, you can tell Claudio that he can cancel the rest of my arrangements, and I'll see you tomorrow night. I'll kiss her cheek.
As you wish.
Or I could tell him and not order you around like one of my sub... He'll walk off. Like, he'll tell him. And he'll sashay his happy ass away. Flowers blooming in his wake, a little bit brighter and more vibrant. That goldeny sunlight, a little more deeper amber gold, kind of a warmer gold. And he'll look back at his shoulder over at you and wink.
She'll blow a kiss back at him.
He chomps it. And I think with that we can end our scene.
Yeah.
Thank yous! Bye, player people!